Hi, this is Psychic Shortcuts, where we talk about everything paranormal from A to Z. Today is P for palms. Now we'll talk about the major lines. The top line is the heart line. The next one underneath it is the head line. And the bottom one that flips around the thumb is called the lifeline. This isn't how long you live though. How long you live are the lines down at the bottom. Now, if you have two, that's an average lifespan. They're called wrist lines. I have like 5. I hope to live till I'm 102. But one time I read for a woman who had only one line and she was in her 80s. So I'm not even sure about the accuracy of that. If you have a heart line that's dominant, like I do, that means you approach life from an emotional standpoint. It's important to look and see which line is the most dominant, whether it's the heart line, the head line, or the lifeline. If it's the headline, then you approach most of your problems and your situations from an intellectual standpoint. You think before you act. If the lifeline is the most dominant, then that means that you're physical, probably played sports in high school. There's one more line I like. It comes down from the 1, 2, 3. It comes straight down from the 3 finger. It's called the fate line, and it has to do with work. Now, I couldn't figure out what I wanted to be when I grew up for a long time. So I have a whole bunch of lines that come down from my 3 finger here. And then they join together and become very dominant in my work line. If there's breaks in your work line or your fate line, if there's breaks there, that means you usually took a break. Maybe some women who had babies and took a break for a while, that you'll have a break in your fate line. Then there's what's called mounts. Now this mount here underneath your thumb is your good health mount. If it's puffy, good health. If it's sunk in, you're probably sick. This mount here under your 2 finger, if it's rounded, you're confident. If it's big puffed out, bossy. This mount underneath the 5 is your communication mount. If it's a little bit prominent, then you're a good communicator. And the 2 mounts, I have 2 mounts right underneath my 4 finger. That mount is for intuition or creativeness. Being very creative. I don't even know, was creativeness a word? I'll have to look that up when we're finished. So, get a book. All right, there's lots to learn about. Everybody has individual lines. Some people have stars and they say they're like magical people. But there are lots and lots of mounts and lots of lines. So get a book and study it on your own. But this was a good first start. That's Psychic Shortcuts, everything A to Z. I'm Jan Helen McGee.